Dubai is literally an Islamic country or like a nation or community or whatever, and it's one of the richest places in the world. Are you trying to see the point I'm trying to hit on here? The point I'm trying to make is that a lot of us overemphasize, like we push too much emphasis on like religion and prayer and all that. And don't get it wrong. I'm not saying God is not important. I'm not saying God will not bless you. Like if you just ignore God and just go and grind, you still like obviously you need God. God is very important. But the problem I have with a lot of us is that we overemphasize that. Like we forget that that's just one part, one piece of the puzzle. There are many other things. Like Dubai is one of the richest places in the world, and it's an Islamic nation. Even if you look at places in the West, like the US, the UK, the richest nations of the world, they pretty much don't, like 99% of them don't go to church, they don't pray, they don't worship God. A lot of them don't even believe God is real.
By the way, if you're in a rut now and you're finding it difficult to get back on your feet and get back in the grind and get back to the flow of things, I've actually created a program that's going to help you do just that. If you're interested in that, if this is a problem you're facing and you actually need a solution, just click the first link in the description of this video.
But yet they're still very wealthy and prosperous and successful. So doesn't this like light the light bulb in your head? Like I said, don't get the message wrong. I'm not saying God is not important. Obviously God is important. Like I can't remember that part in the Bible, but basically that parable that, well, I think it was a parable Jesus told that the rich fool basically was happy that so he has made much money or something like that. Then God was now like angry at him that he's happy that he's made money. Does he even know if he's going to live till the next day? I've forgotten the part. I'm bad at remembering Bible verses. I think I need to read my Bible more often. But anyways, point just being that obviously God's still in control. But I want you to have a little different perspective. Almost see God's grace like the foundation of everything. So see it's like your health. For example, like I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm doing fine. I'm able to move around and live my life. But that's not going to make me successful. That's just a foundation. Because obviously if I'm sick, if I'm in the sick bed, if I'm, feeling sick and all that, I will not be able to like do anything. I can't become successful. I can't work hard I can't do the things that will give me results to become successful. It's basically impossible. But me being healthy enables me to be able to do all that. So that is what I want you to see God's grace as. God's grace enables you to be able to become successful and build wealth and do the things that are going to make you successful. Obviously, like there are rare exceptions. We have to always acknowledge that a miracle will happen, something crazy. Maybe you start some business or you go into something and it just goes like 50x explosion, or you have some dream or something like that. God speaks to you directly, whatever. I'm not saying those don't work, but it's just like 99% of people, it doesn't happen like that. Like, wow, this is real life. This is real life. 99% of people, it doesn't happen like that. But what God's grace does do is give you that foundation, like I said, because a lot of people like see God's grace, like I said, like your health. Because if I'm sick right now, it doesn't matter the biggest plans, it doesn't matter how much ambition I have. It's basically zero because I'm sick. I can't do anything. Same thing. If God's grace is not with you, it doesn't really matter your biggest ambitions. Basically zero. Like you could die tomorrow, you could lose your soul, you could go crazy. Like terrible things could happen to you. In summary, but for 99% of us, we already have that God's grace. It's just like me, like I already have health. Imagine I'm still now praying for more health so that I can become successful. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like more health isn't what you need. Obviously, like I said, don't get this wrong. I'm not saying health is not important. It's like use your brain, but you already have like a decent level of health to be able to do the things that will get you successful. Same to 99% of people, you already have a decent level of God's grace and God's protection and God's love and God's mercy to be able to get you successful. So what you need to now get to that next level is to just actually do the other pieces of the puzzle, the other things that are important, which is basically learning a skill, working hard, showing up, making connections, finding the right people that are going to help you, and so on and so forth, depending on whatever opportunity you're trying to pursue. So like that's the problem I have. A lot of people just think that okay, we should just fast and pray, just keep fasting and praying for like the next 6 months every day, and the miraculous you are just going to wake up one day and some magic business opportunities just going to come at your doorstep and you're making millions. Like it doesn't really work like that. Like I said, this is real life. I don't want to sound disrespectful to anybody, but my grandfather, he passed away last year. Yeah, about a year now. Last year June. He's so rest in peace. 85 years old. He died at 85. I would argue that out of everybody in my family, my grandfather was like the most religious, like the closest to God. Like I said, this man literally had dreams. Like people who say they dreamt and the dream will come. Like his own is like the most consistent. And also, he was like a pastor, he was like an apostle, whatever. You would think that the way this man was very close to God and he served God very diligently. I think he joined like the seminary, that was like the church school or whatever, when he was like in his teenage years, something like that. Imagine up until he reached 85 and died. But he was still poor. Not necessarily poor, like wretched poor, like was still broke. That's what I was. Was basically still broke. Like the day he died, he was broke. Like he didn't make millions, he didn't live luck to nothing. But everybody would think that okay, because he's like the closest person to God, basically he's the one that's supposed to make the most money. And that's like where people get it wrong. It doesn't work like that. It's like obviously, like I said, he has like I can argue that everybody in my entire generation, from both my father and mother's side, he has been the most like God-fearing person. But yet he still didn't become rich like that. And in my own opinion, that's because there are many other pieces to the puzzle. Being good with God, like having God's grace on your side is good, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. It's just like if I want to build a house, for example, it's not just cement, it's not just sand, it's not just granite, it's not just I don't know what do they used to build houses? I don't know, but like there are many things involved. So you just having cement isn't going to build the house. You just having granite isn't going to build the house. You just having workers isn't going to build the house. You need all of them. But it's not to now say workers are not important, or cement is not important, or granite. They are all important. That's the same point I'm trying to make. Not to say God's grace is not important, not to say going to church or reading your Bible or fasting and praying. They're extremely important. Please, you should. Because there are some fucked up spiritual things that will happen that you'll say, oh man. It's only God's grace that really helps people. So you absolutely need that. But a lot of people, they just focus on that. They forget that there are other pieces of the puzzle. So my message or my dilemma I'm trying to pass to you is that don't ignore the other parts. Like yes, fast, yes, pray, yes, go to church, wake up every morning, do your morning devotion, whatever, sing praises, join choir or Sunday school, however you choose to serve the Lord, please do. But don't ignore the other parts. Don't ignore the other pieces of the puzzle. Don't disrespect the game. Don't disrespect reality. A lot of people try to disrespect reality because they just think, okay, if I go to church, if I fast and pray, like that's not my grandfather Jesus. I think there was a time he did like 2 weeks fasting, either 1 or 2 weeks, I'm not sure. Like without eating any single thing or drinking any single thing. Like I'm telling you, like there's nobody I know that has done that. 2 weeks is insane. Nobody does that, and yes, with all this crazy fasting he did during his lifetime, he never once made. I never heard that too. He made millions and millions and millions of naira or dollars or whatever. Was still basically like the average man in terms of finances. But obviously, God's grace was covered. So point just being that don't disrespect reality. Don't just think because God is on my side, all of a sudden I'm like a superhero. I'm not a superhero. Obviously, God will give you grace. God will help you, but don't disrespect the game. Do what has to be done. Do what is required. Go and learn how to play the game. Go and learn how to, if he's making money, if you want to be YouTuber, content creator, make money online, go and learn all those skills. If you want to like have your own shop, you want to learn a skill, maybe like hairdressing or barbing or whatever vehicle you choose, whatever your hustle is, go and learn how to like properly do it. Don't just like see it like a stool or like a chair. Like a stool has 3 legs. All 3 legs are important. Without one leg, the stool is going to fall. But it doesn't mean that one leg is not that important. All 3 have to be present. So that's the same thing you should do. Like a lot of people, they just think, oh, if I fast, if I pray, or if I read my Bible every day, miraculous, one day I'll just wake up and see millions in my accounts. It doesn't really work like that. Go and learn the other parts of the game.
By the way, if you're in a rut now and you're finding it difficult to get back on your feet and get back in the grind and get back to the flow of things, I've actually created a program that is going to help you do just that. If you're interested in that, if this is a problem you're facing and you actually need a solution, just click the first link in the description of this video.